I'm going to call to order the special village board meeting at the Lisbon Village Hall on Thursday, October 17th at 6:34 p.m. Roll call, please.
President Osterman.
Here.
Trustee Plotecker. Here. Trustee Quinn. Here. Trustees Moonen and Beal are absent and excused. And Clerk Elisa Capazzo-Trich to record the minutes.
Thank you. Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Right. Item 3 is comments from citizens present. If you just state your name and address, please.
Good evening. I go by Ellie Owen. PO Box 254, Neshota. Zip code is 53058. Thank you for allowing me to speak, ladies and gentlemen. Topic is budget. Little different from yours, though, so that people can engage and make themselves aware of the Arrowhead District Union High School referendums coming up. Early voting starts Monday. I'm going to offer a lot of numbers, and I encourage anyone who watches this to get involved and engage. The website is arrowheadschools.org. I'm going to jump around a little bit with numbers. I want people to use some logic, develop their own opinions, but put this into consideration. We also have right now increases from We Energies is going for their 3rd annual Public Service Commission increase for 25 and 26. As well as we just learned, of course, this week that Waukesha County is looking at leveraging a 0.5% sales tax next week. County board meeting on Tuesday. Many municipalities are developing and growing, so you've got added expenses there. And now Arrowhead Union is brought to the table, one of the largest referendums in state history. One is an operations referendum, 1.9 million a year for the next 4 years. The other is the big topic of potentially building an entirely new high school for $261.2 million. And that would, they want to demolish the 2 current campuses, put it all in one building, actually a bigger square footage, smaller footprint, and haven't decided on use of selling the South Campus, make it into sports fields, but some hard numbers for people to look at. There are options they did not bring to referendum, including a 10-year, $53 million capital maintenance plan. So of course you have less interest. Also options were let me change to the other page here. Renovation for both campuses for 153 million, a light rebuild of 142 million, or a heavy rebuild of 172 million. Right now they have 4 million saved in Fund 46 that they could use as well. Open enrollment, they almost doubled this year. They added 140 kids, bringing it up to 278 from one person this week at their meeting, 279 from the other person, which of course, in my viewpoint, costs them more money to bring in out of district students, but they say they're running out of space and that their facilities are worn out. Interesting way to do business, so to speak, if you do business as a school. Actual student in district count or student bodies, depending on how you phrase it, is 1,758. They say that they can't fit an entire class in their theater for performance. If it's just in district students, yes, they can. It would be 439 and a half students. Looking at maintenance on the pool, they're one of the few schools that has a 6-lane competition pool that needs some work, but is definitely repairable. They are sunsetting their current 1.7 million 5-year referendum for operations. So they say it's non-recurring, but then they keep making a new non-recurring operations referendum. While they have cut teachers, cut other things, they haven't cut much administration. All of this is available on their website. They have already gone to look at prospective companies. They will hire architects, Epstein, excuse me, I don't know the pronunciation, UHEN, engineers, Kapoor, and then have one company, this is an unusual step, to be the general contractor, project manager, and owner's rep, which is VJS, Voss Jorgensen Schuler. But they haven't done any soil sampling yet. Very interesting approach. Already spent some, don't quote me on this, it's available on their website, $18,000 with school perceptions on survey. Another $14,000. They've got a couple renderings. It's an interesting approach on how they're bringing this. There's only 3 out of the 9 positions on the school board that are incumbent that didn't take care of these matters earlier. So some different personalities there. What else would I like to offer? I want people to be aware this is coming up. Again, early voting starts Monday, election on November 5th. There are 2 more info sessions, one on Tuesday night, then the following Monday. You can also call and schedule an individual meeting with the superintendent, director of finance, and your own tour if you don't make those schedules, because they're 6 p.m. and everybody's schedule is different. People asked if their hard number of 261 million is firm. I would say no, it's not. This was the Oconomowoc Enterprise 3 weeks ago, who just got their referendum approved a year and a half ago, and they are sunsetting their 5-year property reassessment that brought up prices in Oconomowoc some 20 to 30%. So a nice increase in tax revenue. OASD, Oconomowoc Area School District, looking at the mill rate increase for the 24-25 school year, increased the mill rate by over 3%, which brings the tax levy up over more than 7%. Because people are concerned what happens with the interest rates. Their projected interest was only 4.25% potentially with Baird. That can move a lot by the time they go to bonding in January or February. Another reference I'd like people to look up is from, I'm not pushing this as an organization, but just for information purposes, especially on balloon loans with municipal lending, from Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty, called Shedding Light on School District Referendum in Wisconsin, because of course, municipal funding is quite different than if you go to the loan from a bank for 10,000 for yourself or what have you. And then the last one I'd like to bring up and wrap up. This came out October 7th from the McIver Institute in Madison. Chances are your school budget doesn't have a district. And they found that to be true with about 98 or 99% of the schools in Wisconsin. The one that did have the best budget was actually MPS, but we saw what happened there. Things didn't work out the way they planned. Superior has a fairly good budget. The rest of them have overviews, summaries, data worksheets, spreadsheets, and some different examples. Monona Grove thought they had a 3-year positive accounting budget, found out they were at deficit. On the other side, Evansville told their school district, tiny little Evansville, you have to cut 2.1 million in services, found out they're on the positive side because they run a financial budget and not a managerial accounting style budget. Learn carefully from your school districts what your board that's representing you and bringing to action for you has for information and what they don't have. It also has examples in here from MPS. For example, their nutrition services was almost down to the penny. It was wonderful, as well as their individual budget by position for every single position at MPS. An example there, they actually got the 4-page budget from Monona Grove to see those hard numbers. And then I brought a sample of Arrowhead's budget, which is this 2-page. Not quite what I think you're running with, actually students in seats of over 2,000. And they followed up with a phone call today, but didn't provide me any further information. We're looking at that next week. So I want everybody who sees this on YouTube, and I hope you learn with your municipal budget, your school district budget, dig deep, go get your numbers, talk to your representatives, your boards, municipal and school boards, and learn before you decide to vote. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Mr. President, can I just make one point of clarification?
Mhm.
Statewide, in-person absentee voting does not begin on Monday. It begins on Tuesday.
Thank you.
Okay.
Just to make this a little, so don't have to be.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Assuming, do you think Mark is coming?
No, we will not be coming.
Okay.
All right, item,
I'll wait.
anyone else on Zoom?
No one present on Zoom.
All right, item 4 is the closed session. The village board will adjourn the closed session pursuant to Wisconsin statutes 19.85, parent 1, parent C, for the purpose of considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility, more specifically, to review candidate applications and or resumes to determine which candidate to move forward in the hiring process for administrator. Is there a motion to go into closed session?
I make a motion, we go into closed session.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Becky, roll call vote, please.
President Osterman.
Aye,
Trustee Plotecker,
Aye.
trustee Quinn.
Aye.
we're at 6:45.
Just a moment to shut this down.
Lucy, you're not doing a
Yeah,
tennis
thanks.
match here.